Hello and welcome to India Today. This is Hesha Chimah, and joining me for a conversation today is, very safe to say, a shapeshifter actor here. Hello, Abhishek.
Hello.
Congratulations, man. Like Vedaa, Stree, back to back. It's amazing to see you do something like this, and hence I called you a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Take it as a compliment.
Yeah, of course. I think any actor, I think we thrive for that kind of compliment. Yeah. And if we're able to achieve that, that really feels like, I think it just gives you satisfaction. Yeah. So I'm very happy that both the films release on the same day.
Right.
So you, the audience, industry, everybody could watch this different spectrum of me on the same day. So,
yeah. In fact, I was just telling you this before our chat as well, that I saw both the films on the same day. So first I've gone in and I've seen Vedaa in the afternoon, and I think about an hour after I've seen Stree. And I'm seeing both, and I'm just going mad, thinking like, how has this man pulled this off? I mean, it's not news that you are a great actor and we've interacted before, but this is probably the first time I'm speaking to you in a one-on-one capacity.
Right.
So I'm going to talk to you about things that I'm really intrigued to know about you as a person.
Please do, yeah.
So basically what I wanted to know was your headspace when you're doing such two polar opposite roles, right? Like one is Vedaa, where you're like grey, but also moving towards dark, and one can't figure that out until it really happens, no spoilers here. And then there's Stree, where you're a part of this universe where there are so many actors there, yet you're really standing out, not just in part 1 or 2, but like everything revolves around you in a certain way as well. And then there's also Vedaa, where you are the centralized character, but more than what probably Stree was offering. In that thing, what's your headspace like? How do you oscillate these roles?
I'm a sportsman. I used to be a sportsman. And I used to play all kinds of sports. Cricket, hockey, basketball, volleyball, football. I'm sure you have played sports, right?
Totally.
So when you shift from one sport to another, are you thinking?
Not
or
really.
it's just
autopilot.
your body rhythm, right? That's exactly what I have as an actor. I'm never thinking. I'm never telling myself that I'm jumping into a dark space. I'm never telling myself that I'm getting into a comedy space. I'm never telling myself that I'm a part of a universe. I'm not saying all of those things.
Right.
I, as an actor, I'm entering a world which has been given to me by the writers, the world which has been created by a director, and I'm soaking in the energy. So when I'm going to shoot for Vedaa, I'm soaking in the energy of Jodhpur, Barmer, Rajasthan. I'm meeting those people. I'm seeing the architecture. I'm reliving the history. When I'm going to Chanderi, I'm living, like the locals.
Right.
I'm seeing where can I get some nice good samosas with hing, in Chanderi.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to soak in the energy, and that's what I feel for me as an actor. What works for me is when I can truly live the life of the character. And I'm never thinking that I have to do my best, or I have to give it my best, and this will change my career and things like that. I'm always trying to have fun. I'm enjoying it. Whether I'm playing a grey or whether I'm playing comic, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying when you say ki yaar, I hated you.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying when people are saying ki yaar, I could not stop laughing.
Yeah.
This gives me happiness. It's just that. And yeah, I mean, it's a show.
Right. Of course.
It's just a show. I don't take it very seriously, but I take it equally seriously. I don't know how to explain that. I mean, I don't take myself seriously.
But you take your job.
But I take my job very seriously to entertain people. And that's my only goal.
I want to ask you, what kind of an actor are you on a set? And like, what's your temperament like when there's so much chaos surrounding? I've been on sets and I know it's not an easy thing. It's not as clean as this interview.
I'm not a morning person, let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
So I'm not a morning person. So everything in the morning irritates me probably. But by the time the day progresses, I think I'm very cool.
Right.
Nothing really hampers my mental peace. And what happens is I'm somebody who likes to have fun. So on a comedy set, on Stree, I am only joking around with everybody. I'm finding everything funny. In life also, I'm somebody who finds fun in tragedy also.
Wow.
I'm
going to get to that now.
Yeah. I just love, in fact, sometimes I laugh on my own sad situations. And if I'm very sad now, I always tell myself that, are you going to be sad thinking about the same thing 2 years down the line?
Okay, break it down. How did this happen to you? Early on or now?
Now.
Why?
Because I'm learning from my life.
Experience.
Yeah. The more I'm living, I'm realizing the things we worry about is very trivial a few years down the line.
Yeah.
No matter what has happened to you.
True.
You know, until and unless you have lost a body part,
Yeah.
until and unless you have lost somebody very close to you, which cannot be replaced, everything is okay. And then there are people who have lost everything and still are winners.
Right, sure.
You read so many things, so many articles, you see so many documentaries. I am a documentary freak. So when I watch documentary and I see real life people behaving certain way in this very difficult world, I'm like, how are they doing it?
Right.
They're humans too, they're not gods.
Right.
How is somebody from like ghetto from, Portugal becoming Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah, inspirational.
Yeah. So when you see all of that, you are like, bro, even we need to relax about our griefs.
Sure.
We need to relax about victimizing ourselves all the time, and we do that very often.
Very often, yeah.
So that's what I always tell myself to, just don't let anything hit you. I mean, it will. There's no way that our emotions are not going to fluctuate. We're going to be very sad. We're going to be very happy. Don't take anything seriously. That's why my WhatsApp status right now is balance,
Ah, nice.
which is my this year's resolution.
Fair. So we were talking about, I'm going to route it back. You said on Stree, because it's a horror comedy, you tend to have a lot of fun, you take things life easily. But then again, like, what were you like on the set of Vedaa? Are you still the same person? Is that your process? Like, on every set you change it? And I know actors are very particular and closed about their process, but yeah, some talk, okay.
I'm not at all very close. My process is basically observation.
Right.
I'm observing everything. I'm observing Ashish Vidyarthi and the way he is acting, and I'm like, wow, yaar. बड़ा अच्छा लग रहा है ये सुन के रे भतीज. I'm enjoying his performance. I'm an audience there.
Right.
I am looking at an AD who is frantically running around to find one piece of cloth which is missing. And I'm interested in that story, whether is he going to find the cloth in time. I'm looking at Nikhil sir, and I'm trying to gauge what does he really want in the scene. I'm observing everybody. I'm looking at Sharvari coming on set, listening to some music piece, and I'm like, this girl is focused. When I observe people around me, it really helps me understand what everybody is trying to create.
Right.
And I want to be a collaborator. So I don't want to be standalone. You know what I mean? On a set, I don't want to be the only guy who wants importance, or my process or my acting is not important. Everybody is giving their best.
Okay, question. Then how do you derive your sense of security? Where is it coming from?
My training,
Okay. Fair.
my reading, my intelligence, my street smartness. And all of that, I know I have learnt. And I also know that I'm somebody who is also evolving every month, every day.
Yeah.
I'm not the same person which I was 2 months back.
Right.
So if I am somebody who's always ready to evolve, I know that I can't be insecure. Because I believe my training, I believe my process. तो वहाँ से security मिल जाती है मुझे.
But tell me something, Abhishek. In an industry that's as competitive as yours, when you sort of have to face the camera, eyes are on you, etc., etc. Now, come on, when you have two damn good films right in front of you, doing so well, and you get all that attention, and now suddenly you feel people around you change. It's not like you've not been in the industry; you've been here for a very long time in various aspects. But now it is like, abhi aap aankhon mein ho. So have you seen people around you change in that sense?
I know that they all love me.
Yeah, that's sweet.
I know that they love me because also they have been a part of my process. Many of my actor friends who know me since 10, 12 years, they have called me to congratulate, and they said that, this gives us hope. Many of my director friends and, AD friends, I have too many friends in too many departments because I've worked as a casting department. They all have just only, some of them said they're proud of me, some of them said they loved me, some of them, they are behaving as just a general audience where they're like, यार तूने बहुत हंसाया या तूने बहुत डराया. I can only feel love right now. So that's a big change. It's very difficult to find that.
True.
You know, in an industry where people are competitive, and jealousy is a negative word, but I think envy is a great word.
Yeah.
Envy hona chahiye. I'm also envious to people who can do very well.
Right.
Because I want to learn from them and inspire myself. So if I'm able to do that for others, yeah, that's a good change.
Right.
That's a very good change.
But are you able to differentiate from, I'll tell you why I'm asking you this, okay? Then there are a whole bunch of people, and I'll just say it in all fairness, I have no qualms admitting that when you're meeting an actor or when they meet you, they're sort of trying to just be in your good books and be like, kya kaam kiya, wah wah wah, fab, wah wah wah. You know, but deep down, have you ever felt कि भाई मुझे भी मालूम है मैंने क्या काम किया है? Has it ever happened sometimes? Because I feel like, and I'm just getting to know you, so I want to know how do you feel about that thing?
I'll tell you what, as an actor, I think we all are always looking for validation. No matter how good you are. I don't think I can ever reach a stage where I'm like, हाँ मुझे पता है. I always need people to tell me.
Right.
Because that will always motivate me in many ways, and also it guarantees the fact that whatever I'm doing is working.
Fair.
Sometimes there are directors who never, I'll always look at my director after the scene कैसा. I need to hear कि अच्छा था. I need to hear कि very good, like Nikhil sir, very good, very good.
Yeah.
You're very good. And he'll say that. So I'm like, okay, chalo, very good bola. Amar Kaushik, he'll be like, cut it. And I know that the energy means that he's loved it.
He's loved it.
If it's a soft cut, I'm like, Amar bhai, kuch problem hai kya? Nahin, theek tha. I know some problem hai. Na ek aur le lo fir. You know? So I'm always, that's what I'm saying, I'm an observer. I love human beings. I really love human beings. I love interacting with different people from all spheres of life. So I need that validation. मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगता है. Also, I'm an only child here. So I'm a huge attention seeker.
I'm not, but I'm still am.
Yeah. I'm a huge attention. I need attention. Yeah.
तो अब हम इसकी बात करेंगे. So since you spoke of validation in terms of, let's say, appreciation that comes to you, say, vocal or through social media or through your fans, etc. Then validation is also streaming numbers and box office. Do you take that seriously?
I take it very seriously.
Right. Why?
I just love it. I love the whole game of box office. And also, I have come to Bombay to work in a film industry, which is about money, right?
Right.
So I want to be an employee who gives my employer money back. I don't want to draw salary just to do a job. I want to give profits.
Actor stardom, where do you see yourself?
Acting stardom.
Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, why do we separate it always?
You tell me why.
That's because I feel that people always feel that stardom doesn't need acting. That's the theory, right?
Right.
That to be a star, you don't need to act well. But I refuse to believe that. I feel everybody who is a superstar had to go through great characters, had to prove their acting mettle, and only then they became superstars. बच्चन साहब का विजय ले लीजिए आप, दिलीप कुमार साहब के बारे में क्या ही बोले, ठीक है? बच्चन साहब का आप ले लीजिए विजय, राजेश खन्ना साहब का आप कैरेक्टर्स देख लीजिए, आपको कैरेक्टर्स याद है, काका और वो सब जो बोलते हैं, क्योंकि उन्होंने कुछ एक अदा की है जो लोगों को पसंद आया. शाहरुख खान साहब का राज लोगों को पसंद आया. डर और बाजीगर में उनकी एक्टिंग पसंद आई है, तब जाके वो लोगों ने उनको पसंद किया. सलमान खान साहब का प्रेम पसंद आया, आमिर खान साहब का सरफरोश पसंद आया. आप कोई भी सुपरस्टार की बात कर लीजिए, उनका कोई ना कोई कैरेक्टर लोगों को पसंद आया है, इसीलिए वो सुपरस्टार बने. So I don't understand why people separate the two. It has to go hand in hand. And you will always face criticism in the beginning of your career. People will talk about कि यार इसमें वो बात नहीं है, इसमें वो लुक नहीं है, इसमें वो फलाना नहीं है. ये तो बच्चन सर जैसे एक्टर्स के बारे में भी लोगों ने बोला है. तो जब उनके साथ हो सकता है तो हमारे साथ तो हो ही सकता है. So I never take that seriously because I know if I continue doing my work, if I continue my job as passionately and with commitment the way I have right now, people will accept me the way I am.
I'm going to take away the actor and I'm going to go to the casting director that you are and ask you a question. What's your take on this whole, two questions in one. One is that these so-called influencers or people with higher social media following getting casted as actors. And second is that this whole industry camp situation. As a casting director, do you see these things exist?
Familiarity always helps in any industry, not only our industry. And that's why they tell you that to be successful, you need good PR skills. And PR skills not only in terms of newspaper media, but also with people. And that's why corporate events happen, where people meet each other, greet each other, they give their cards to each other. That's why in army, like in my dad's life I've seen, that's why there are these army parties, Bada Khana, where all the officers are coming and sitting and eating food together so that they get to know each other. It's always good to have that kind of work culture in any industry so that there's familiarity, because you will always love to work with people you are okay hanging with.
Correct.
It's always good to have that. Influencers, I have no problems. They are creating their own stuff on a media which is called social media. Great. Follower casting, I don't agree with, and I'm very disappointed when something like that happens. In my company, we always try to fight that. And we always tell whoever is, giving us the job that that's not the way of casting. Like when we cast Mirzapur, nobody had any followers. When we cast Patal Lok, nobody knew Jaideep Ahlawat. And now look at him. And it doesn't matter how many followers does Jaideep have. It doesn't really matter, because popularity in India is not, you cannot compare it on social media, on the streets. When people know you on the streets, when people know you in rural area, that's when you are popular. And you can never evaluate that through Instagram. You can never do that. That's a very small part of media. It's like a magazine where many people are there. But not everybody is reading that magazine. So to have that kind of notion that the followers will reciprocate in terms of, viewing of the show or in ticket counters in theatre, it's going to really prove to be a bad business idea. And those who are going that line, they will face the heat. Because that kind of business structure you can never be successful with that.
Yeah, sustainability is also not so high.
You can't. And as a casting director, I'm telling you that it's impossible to, cast actors just because of their followers, and it's causing a lot of mental trauma in the youngsters these days.
Yeah, especially the ones who probably don't come from that school of thought and are just pure actors out of theatres.
Yeah. And imagine one day if Instagram निकल जाता है, government बोलती है कि Instagram ban है, तो क्या करोगे आप? तो आप कैसे evaluate करोगे कि कोई actor popular है कि नहीं है?
So true.
So these kind of notions, whoever are doing it, I feel that they are not good at their job.
Right. Fair. Lastly, before I'm short on time with you, before I let you go, I want to ask you, what have you mapped out your trajectory career-wise as an actor going forward?
I want to do something for Indian cinema. It's high time that we move over from the routine conversations wherever you fly abroad and people are like, oh, Bollywood. And Bollywood is not just this. It's not only about dancing. And this, I don't like the word Bollywood. It's a copyist word. Subhash Ghai in an interview में बोला है that in 1809, in one of his success parties, a UK journalist came and she saw what these people were doing, and then she wrote an article about how we are trying to copy Hollywood.
Right.
So it's a copyist term. And we are much more than that. Indian cinema has really created some amazing films. But people do not know that. And I want Indian cinema to reach international audience and to find that kind of respect. Like when you walk into a gym and somebody says that, oh, I don't want... In India, we don't watch Hindi, Bollywood films. It's very derogatory.
Yeah, it's very derogatory.
And I want that respect, I want that, no, we are putting in a lot of hard work. It is a creative industry. And I hope that with our generation and, with the help of our seniors, we create an industry which is international. If America can release their films in India and earn millions, it should be the same with Indian cinema, because we are a huge industry.
Okay, countering you before I let you go, what stimulates you as an actor then? The most?
The most, honestly, is the connection with the audience. It's like a relationship which I develop with an audience. It's the same way a relationship which I develop with a stranger while traveling at a coffee shop or while trekking. You know, you meet some co-trekkers and you talk about, you know, their lives. They learn about your life, and there's a connection. You might not meet them. You might not meet them again. You might not become your friends or whatever, followers on Instagram. But you'll always remember that meeting. And that's the kind of connection I want from my audience. I don't want to be, you know, I don't want them to be my followers. I just want them to remember me for my performances. I want them to remember my characters. That's all. And if I can evoke some kind of human empathy in my audience, I'm happy.
Yeah, you've done it. Super. Thanks, Abhishek. This was interesting. I'm so glad we could do this chat, and I wish next time I take some 1-2 hours of yours and chew your brain even more.
We're going to do a huge podcast.
Yeah, like a full-fledged chat. But I'm like, ye bhi batao, wo bhi batao, wo bhi batao. I'm a very curious cat, but this was good. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.